believe that I had to do this. You ain't gonna believe that I had to do this. I can't believe that this is going on.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Businesses need a platform that allows people to access and manage their office workstation from anywhere and anytime. WebConnect does just that. Our browser-based desktop platform enables you to seamlessly migrate your office into a private cloud, giving you total control of your desktop, files, and important data. It's encrypted end-to-end connection, making it totally secure and ensuring peace of mind for users and administrators alike. Put WebConnect to the test and transform the way you work remotely.
Hi, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to preserve our freedoms and our sanity while the powers that be, corporate and government, do everything they can to attack our freedom and our sanity from all sorts of directions. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you something that happened to me yesterday, and I'd like you to take action in this regard as well. And this is also a warning to you as well. If you're a parent, or if you're not a parent, and if you care about children, and if you care about the direction of travel, do something. Now, before I continue, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, join my official Telegram announcements channel, and please follow me on bit.ly/CryptoRich3Speak and bit.ly/CryptoRichOdyssey. But I'm really trying to grow my 3Speak channel because you can earn more crypto there, right? And also because it's fully decentralized and censorship resistant. Okay, so what happened? Well, let me show you a little video that I recorded on a mobile phone. I'm not going to play the whole thing, just the first minute or so. So let's go over to that now. So I shot this video in a local supermarket in the UK, and you can see it's in Sainsbury's. But apparently this also applies in Asda, in Tesco's, in Waitrose, in the Co-op, in Morrison's, many of the large supermarket chains in the UK. Now, I don't know if it's the case in the United States and Canada and other countries. You might want to check this out. Let's play. This is Sainsbury's in Preston Park. And here you can see Candy Kitten Sex Education just up on the floor. Excuse me. Can I speak to your manager, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's it, because the sound with the manager is even worse. But what is that? Well, there is a company called Candy Kittens. Their website is candykittens.co.uk, and they produce sweets for children. Well, I mean, they're vegan sweets, they're ethical, they're carbon neutral, no palm oil, and they promote or they conflate sex and sweets, believe it or not. So here's some of the other sweets: Candy Kitten Shocks Bag, Wild and Free Bag, and this one, Sex Education Wild Strawberry Bag. Let's have a look here. Here we go. That looks kind of okay. Candy Kittens Wild Strawberry. Let's scroll down. Netflix Sex Education. Feel comfortable being yourself. Now here's the heart, and this is I don't know what kind of sign that is, right? It's not male or female. But this, what's this? This is a condom on a sweet that's designed to appeal to children. And in the video that I showed you, that was the children's sweet section. And then it gets even worse when you read the text. Sex Education Wild Strawberry Bag. Sweets and sex, they go hand in hand. Obviously, do they? Sweets and sex go hand in hand in little sweet bags designed to be attractive to children. After all, they both aim to make you feel good, right? So we've teamed up with the hit Netflix show Sex Education to celebrate sex, the fun times, the awkward times, and the downright dirty times. No judgment here, just a whole lot of love. No judgment here, just a whole lot of love. That's right. Conflating sweets and sex, putting them together, no judgment here, just a whole lot of love. This is grooming behavior, and I'll say a little bit about that in a moment. Unleash your wild side with our fruity explosion of wild strawberry vegan sweets. We've even added in some condom-shaped sweets in each pack to spice things up. Isn't that great? Doesn't that thrill the heart of every pedophile that you're now desensitizing children? And the way that grooming works is that it appears reasonable. So I've had a couple of people say to me, well, it's not such a big deal. It's not such a big deal. It's just sweets. I think you're making it all up. But isn't that what people say to children who say, wait a minute, so-and-so touched me and I didn't like it? Oh, not such a big deal. You're just making it all up. Go to bitshoot.com. Put in Joe Biden sniffing here. You will find videos of Joe Biden when he's with photo shoots with families, congress people, or whoever come to join the US government, sniffing their hair. In fact, let me just show you one now. There you go. There you go. Sniffing hair. It's completely inappropriate. Creepy as hell. Makes the girls and the boys that he does it to, where's his hand? Feel uncomfortable. She pulls away and he pulls him back. He doesn't get to touch children like that, but if he's challenged, he can say, oh, I'm just being friendly. You're making too big a deal. But this is how grooming behavior works. Push a little, push the boundaries of what's acceptable, but not so much. Just enough so that you can say, hey, it was no big deal, right? This is creepy as hell. I would not want my daughter being treated that way. So that's how grooming behavior works. Somebody decided, somebody wrote this text, sweets and sex, they go hand in hand. Somebody QA'd it, they checked it all out, they said, yup, this is what we want to have on these sweets, and then they shipped them out to supermarkets, and they told the supermarkets where to place them, and the supermarkets went and placed them. So what happened when I spoke to the manager? By the way, if it's not clear to you, these sweets were on the second shelf up from the floor, not the bottom shelf, the next one up. So, any little kid could have reached out for them. And in the kids section. So what happened when I spoke to the manager? Well, before the manager came, there was a woman passing by, and I thought she might be a mother, right? And I said to her, excuse me, I just want your opinion on something. Are you a mother? She goes, yes. And I said, have a look at these. Do you think these are okay? And she said, oh my God, that's shocking. And then she went on, because this was during the rush hour, right? And this was one of the metro stores, right? Not the great big ones. So then when the manager came, I said to the manager, manager, have you seen this? And I read out the text, some of the text on the back. Sex and sweets go together. I said, could you remove this? He said, no, we're not going to remove them. I said, this is not appropriate for children. You've got this in the kids section. Sex and sweets go together. And he goes, yeah, it is odd, but we're not going to remove them. And then I said, and take note, you don't have to say all of this, right? Can't say the first bit unless it's true for you. Then I said, I'm a social worker. The Children's Act 1989, you cannot expose children to the risk of significant harm. And then I said, the 2003 Sexual Offenders Act, Section 10, makes it a criminal offence to entice or deceive children to engage in sexual activity. You may be personally liable for having these on display. So will you please remove them? He said, yes, I will. And he did. And before I left the shop, I checked. They weren't on the shop again. And let me just show you. This is the Children Act 1989. And it's all about keeping children safe. It's actually one of the best pieces of legislation in the world, as I've been told by a lawyer that I have a very great regard for. And many countries around the world have copied this legislation, which came about through cross-party consultation. What's the best way that we can protect children? And there's a principle that runs all the way through it, which is the paramount and overriding concern is the welfare of the child, above all else, above any commercial considerations or anything like that. The paramount and overriding concern is the welfare of the child. And then it also says you cannot subject children to significant harm or to the risk of significant harm. Even if you're going to place them at risk, you can't be doing that. And then the Sexual Offences Act. So here we go, the Sexual Offences Act 2003. And Section 10 deals with child sex offences, causing or inciting a child to engage in sexual activity. A person aged 18 or over commits an offence if he intentionally causes or incites another person to engage in an activity, or if the activity is sexual, and if the adult involved does not reasonably believe that the child is over 16, or if the child is under 13. So if the child is under 13, you got no excuse. And if the child is between 13 and 16, and you really did believe they were 16 or over, which is the age of consent in the UK, then maybe you got a fighting chance. So what that section means is that you cannot, by enticement or by deception or inducement, encourage a child to engage in sexual activity. Section 10, 2003 Sex Offences Act, 1989 Children's Act. So my invitation to you is go to your local supermarket. You see this, you quote those 2 acts to them and you ask them to remove it. And then what you may also want to do is contact Candy Kittens via their website, candykittens.co.uk, and send them an email or a letter and let them know what you think of this. And let your supermarket know. Tell your friends and family. Please pass this on. And between now and when I see you next, please stand for freedom and sanity and safety for all. This is Crypto Rich signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.